Hey guys, so in this video I'm just going to be doing a beginner's guide. I'm going to be playing through a full game and just letting you guys see some of my strategies and my loadouts, all that stuff. So for those of you that just got the game or are looking to get into the game, I feel like this will hopefully help you out. Because this game can be tough, it definitely can, but the atmosphere, the graphics, the sound, the gunplay, all that in my opinion is just great and it has a ton of potential to get even better. So I really want to see the community grow. Doing the single contract butcher, and I like fighting the butcher much better than the spider, just because he's, in my opinion, easier to kill, takes less time to kill. But as you can see here, I'd always recommend to bring in a knife because it allows you to take out zombies quietly and conserve on ammo. Sometimes they get you a little bit, but it's alright. You always want to stop the bleeding and burning as soon as you can. You gotta watch your stamina bar, see how it's blacked out right now. It means I'm out of stamina, so it'll take a lot longer to melee. It starts to regenerate when you stop sprinting. But my strategy every time I'm playing, and I'm playing solo, but this game's definitely, I feel like, it's much easier and it's really designed to play with a partner. I would recommend playing with a partner starting out, just a random duo, or definitely it's better if you have a friend because you know you just have that communication. You can get in Discord so you're not talking in game chat because other players can hear you when you're talking in game chat. But yeah, I'm just playing this solo and I'm looking at the map there, and when you see the grayed out area, you hit tab to view your map. When you see the grayed out area, that's where the boss isn't. So I'm trying to find these 3 clues, and as you can see, I don't play this game very stealthily at all. I just kind of run around and kind of rush the clues. And I mean, I would probably advise taking it a little slower than I do. Just not to make a lot of noise because I speak birds and audio cues are such a big thing in this game. It's definitely like the biggest part of like knowing where other people are is like listening for gunshots and birds and zombies, all that stuff. Like you can really get a grasp on where other players are. So always pay attention to sounds. But I just like to rush the clues, so I feel like it puts me at an advantage because I know where everybody's going to be headed at the end of the game. So by hitting tab and looking at my map right there, I can see which side of the map the boss isn't going to be on. So now I know where I need to go next. And I've already got 2 clues, about to go get the 3rd one. As far as weapons go, I'm using the Winchester, which is like the base weapon right now. Well, I'm using the normal Winchester. There's different variants of it, and the first one you unlock has less ammo in the magazine, but it's essentially the same rifle, same damage, same fire rate, all that stuff, just less ammo in the magazine. Yeah, I would recommend always bringing in a Winchester. It's a very well-rounded weapon. It's good for close to like medium, longer ranges. It's tough to hit people at longer ranges just because the bullet travels so slow, and that's one thing you'll notice playing this game. Compared to other shooters, it's the weapons have quite a bit of like bullet lag. Like the velocity on them is pretty slow, so you kind of have to get used to that. Yeah, so I just found the 3rd clue there. So now I know by looking at the map, I can see. Also holding down E, you can also tell. I just like to look at the map because to me it's gives me more information quicker. But now I can see by that circle that was highlighted, that red circle, that's where I've got to go to fight the boss. And that's the objective of each game ultimately, is to find out where the boss is and to go kill him. So I can hear shots now behind me. I'm just gonna keep moving and head over toward where the area I need to be at. But as you'll see here in a bit, like, you don't necessarily, especially if you're like the first one there, you don't want to just go start fighting the boss immediately, because there's going to be other players that are close, and it's just going to attract them to you, and probably more often than not get you killed. So I usually go kind of just hang out around the area and try and take out some other players before I start fighting them, which is what I do in this video. See, I got fucked here because of that stamina. So now I'm burning, and I lost an entire health bar. It's gone completely, which is always a bummer. So you gotta watch out for burning, and you always want to try and stop it as soon as you can, because you'll lose a health bar. And when you first start out as a level 1 hunter, you're only gonna have 2 of the health bars, like basically essentially half of what I started with this game, which is, it's kind of a bummer. It means it's a lot easier to die. But if you make it out of the game, you'll be able to upgrade your health to full health, and that puts you at a even playing field with, you know, some of the other like upper level hunters. But it is a bummer when you only get 2 health bars, and it allows you to get one-shotted by these players with the upper tier weapons like the Mosin and the Sparks. All those, the higher damage weapons have the ability to one-shot you if you don't have full health. So it's always important, if you do make it out of the game, to upgrade your health first before anything, and you're not even going to have a lot of traits unlocked at first, so always upgrade your health to max and try to avoid getting it burned off in game like I just did. That's the only way that you can lose it, other than going down. If you're playing with a partner and you get downed, you can be revived, but you'll lose the health bar. And that's why I like to put, when I'm building my hunters, I like to try and put a which doesn't matter for solo, because if I go down, I'm just dead. But if you have a small health bar up front and you go down, you're gonna lose less health than if you had a big health bar up front and you go down. So now I'm at the boss complex, and I'm just gonna kind of check it out, see if anyone's around. Trying to kind of just listen in. I hear some horses off in the distance to the southwest, so I'm gonna go investigate that. And like I said, audio cues are the single biggest part of surviving in this game, so you really just have to listen. And I play really aggressively, and more often than not it works out in my favor, just because a lot of other players don't, and they don't expect it. And here in a minute you'll see what I mean. I'm just kind of looking for these guys. I can hear them. I knew they were over in this area, so I'm just kind of searching the area here. See, there they are. And one thing you do not want to do is do what this guy's doing, crouch walk around, because you get headshotted like that. And the Winchester can insta-kill someone like that if you get a headshot. So I would recommend always stay moving. Don't crouch walk unless you're just absolutely have to be quiet. You have to be quiet, because I mean, it puts you at such a disadvantage. It's so much easier to hit someone when they're moving slowly like that. See, I hear some dogs over in the distance, so I know some other players around. I see them here. The good thing about the Winchester is it has a fast fire rate, so it allows you to miss a lot of shots, which I do here a lot. It's tough to go from certain weapon and switch to the other weapon. So all the weapons in this game have different bullet launchers. So I dropped one there. And I got a hide behind me. I always take this bitch out as soon as you see her. I thought I took her out there. But she will mess you up if you don't take her out. Those bees come after you and will mess you up. So you want to headshot her if at all possible. Yeah, I'm just healing up here. Another thing, I'm using a really good combo once you unlock it is the quartermaster with like a double barrel shotgun and a rifle like I'm using. I got that guy. Yeah, shotgun rifle in this game is probably the go-to, especially for beginners. Just it allows you to have the most flexibility between like longer to close range fights. Close range, like shotguns are so dominant in this game, especially. I mean, the double barrel is arguably like the best for like really close range. Like it just does a shit ton of damage. And you unlock it relatively soon, like level 20 or something, 20 something I think. Shot that. Shut those dogs up. See now here's zombies up here, so I know someone's around. There he is. Stand still, he's now, usually people have a partner, so I'm looking around for him. Yep. Notice how I'm always staying moving, I'm not staying still. Always stay moving. It's a lot harder to hit that way. I don't know where he's at yet. I haven't spotted him. Now these guys are the most difficult zombies to deal with in the game. They're called armors. They will mess you up. If you shoot them in the legs, it'll allow them not to be able to sprint at you. But they'll come at you fast if you don't take your legs around. Kind of harassed, which happens a lot by zombies and players. Just kind of gotta stay moving. I kind of tricked this guy to think I'm running away. And I circle back around on him. He was probably trying to go for revive on his partner. But I kind of prevented that here. This guy's still after me. He's fast. Vitality shots I just used right there are such a big help. Like, I would always recommend bringing those in if you can afford them. They're $20. Double barrel shotgun is so good. But yeah, a little lag spike there. Happens every once in a while. Yeah, vitality shots are so crucial for surviving, especially when you're fighting other players, because sometimes you don't have time to use your med kit to heal, and they restore all your health instantly, and they stop burning and bleeding. So anytime you get in a tight spot, you can just hit a vitality shot, and it'll bring you back to full health. Also, you don't even have med packs unlocked until like level 9, so vitality shots are unlocked at level 1. So always bring in I always bring in 2 to 3, but whatever you feel like you can afford. You don't want to put too much money at first in the 100 because you're only going to start out with like $666. But yeah, you want to kind of balance it out, but you always have something to heal with, because if you don't, it's gonna end up. I mean, I always have to heal at least 2 to 3 times a game at least, sometimes a lot more than that. So yeah, the way you earn money in this game is by finding the clues. They're worth $25 a piece, and then fighting the butcher, extracting, or the boss, the spider or the butcher. And you get obviously quite a good amount of money for extracting with the bounty. You have to watch out with the butcher, because his first hits do a lot of melee damage, so he can take you out, especially if you only have 2 health bars. He'll take you out if he hits you. Again, the double barrel is really effective for taking them out. But just shoot and then reload. Always stay forward, don't just stand still. When you stun him like that, you can put some shots into him. Now we switch from doing melee damage to fire damage. Now you have to watch out for getting your health bars burned off. I've lost plenty of health bars by fighting him. So yeah, I'm just always like falling back a little bit when he starts charging. Always also trying to keep as much ammo as I can. There's ammo all throughout all these complexes, so just knowing where to look for them. Got me on fire, but that's fine because I stopped it immediately. I caught it, and as long as all the red doesn't burn off your health bar, it'll regenerate over time, but if you let it get burned off, it's not going to come back. Alright, there he goes. And for this next part, I always try, when I'm, depending on the different complex that I'm at, again, there's a bunch of different areas that you can fight the butcher, or any boss that you're going up against. They can be at any of the complexes throughout the map, and each one of them kind of plays out differently. Some of them are easier than others to fight, but harder to banish, because so when you start banishing the boss, it's going to show up on the map for any other players that are left alive, which in this game, I'm not sure if there's anyone left. There's typically 10 players or 5 teams in a match, and I've killed 6, so there could possibly be like another team left, but so that's why I'm just kind of looking out. I'm kind of staying on the outskirts so I can kind of see the whole complex. But yeah, it's visible now to anyone left alive. They're going to be able to see on their map and in dark sight. They're going to be able to see where the butcher's finishing, and they're going to see how much time's left. And I can't pick up the bounty until the timer hits 100%, so kind of just hanging out, watching out for people. A lot of times you will catch people trying to come up, and being outside, and especially in the chapel here, I like to hang out outside of it because it kind of just gives you an advantage. People aren't really going to expect you out here. I mean, I am kind of out in the open, but I'm moving around, so it's probably fine. I'm just kind of looking out to make sure I don't hear any players. Because if you're just hiding, I mean, you do have the option of just staying in the complex where you killed the boss and just kind of camping the clue, and I mean that works. But like I said, I like to I like to catch players off guard. They're going to be expecting you to be inside the complex, and if you're roaming around outside, a lot of times they're not even going to see you, and you can get an easy kill on them. But now that it's getting close to being banished, I'm going to go ahead and head back in. But I'm going to kill some zombies first. You can throw these lanterns. Each zombie you kill is worth XP, so the more you kill, the better. It's going to help you rank up faster. Butchers also, and the spider are also worth a lot of XP, so killing them is going to give you a lot. Now that I have the bounty, I'm going to be visible to anyone on the map. I'm going to show up as lightning. And see, I didn't really open the map long enough to tell, but there's circles with lines through them, and that's where the extraction points are. There's 3 of them, and they're random every game. But from looking at the map and seeing where the extraction points are, you can tell where you need to go to get out of the game. And this is the most dangerous part because, like I said, you're visible on the map as, I mean, it's kind of hard to track, but not really. I mean, if they see, in this instance, I'm going to the south, so they know which extraction point I'm going to. So if they were anywhere in that area, they could easily set up an ambush for me. So. And these dogs, I don't even mess around with. I just shoot them because they will mess you up if they attack you. They'll take like a big health bar each hit, especially when there's a bunch of them. Just go ahead and shoot them. Don't even worry about being quiet because they will mess you up. I've been killed by them more than I would like to admit, honestly. Trying to be quiet when it would be better just to shoot them. So yeah, I'm just moving to the extraction here. Keep an eye out for other players. And honestly, the smart thing to do if you are trying to kill someone with a bounty is to camp like this or somewhere where there's a lot of cover and you can get that surprise attack, because once you get closer to the extraction, it's gonna give you a sign, like the player that's extracting, it's gonna give like a warning, like the boat's gonna like start chugging, or if the horses are gonna start neighing if it's the carriage extraction. So you're gonna know if people are at the extraction. In this case, no one's here, so I'm good, but you never know. So just always keep an eye out, always stay moving when you're extracting. I potatoed this zombie like 10 times, but so yeah, it's a full game. It's kind of just my beginner's guide. Hope it hopefully helped you guys out some, and happy hunting.